Hi guys, and welcome back to part 6 of our series, Layering Colored Wools on Your Drum Carter to make your own striped roving. Now, I showed earlier in a previous video what the inspiration picture was, but I'll show you one more time. We're going to call this Garden Party, this colorway for the roving we'll call Garden Party because this is just what I get from this picture. The color palette that we used is right here. We started with teal, and then we went to pink, and then we went to yellow, and then we went to orange. And in between some of those layers, we have some gold Muga silk to bring in this gold from the cups, and then some white, because we have some white in this picture too, which is the white mulberry silk that we used. I told you guys before that there was a Little Favorites by Ray cake with sort of the same kinds of colors in it, and I just thought I'd show you. So we're doing our own version today. And stay tuned at the end because I have a surprise for you that's going on in our Facebook page right now. So just stay tuned to the end and I'll tell you what the surprise is later. But for now, we're going to start dizzing this roving off. We have all of our tools ready. I've got my little hook to open up the fibers. We've got our doffing stick that came with the fancy kitty. I have my cleaning brush, I don't know, but this tool is going to be your lifesaver. This little dental pick. It helps you pick up all the little stray hairs you might be missing along the way, so your carder ends up clean at the end, versus having stuff left over on there. I like to get everything up and off, and this works, and I'm so happy that they send this to you. Some people might get it and not really realize what it's for, but I'm going to show you what I use it for at least. And then just make sure that you have your Diz, and then we'll be ready to go. I actually use a button that I just put a bigger hole in. I did have a clay Diz that went with this, but I put too much stress on it and it broke. So I wouldn't recommend using a clay Diz because they break really easy, but I'll recommend using a button because I've been using this for a while and it's been doing me well. I want to get a metal one in the future, I just haven't gotten to it yet, but today we're using a button. So get all of your stuff together, get ready. I'm gonna give you a visual on dizzing it off though, because people have asked me questions about this. How far do you pull? Now you want to think of your staple length. I'm using merino wool, so it's about 4 inches. When you're pulling off, you want to pull until it just starts to get thinner, which what I mean is you want to overlap it like this. Like, see, I have a 3-inch staple, 4-inch staple. I've got more wool. I want to kind of, because if you look at wool, it's got little teeth at the ends of the fibers, and that's what keeps it all together and grabbing onto itself, is those little teeth at the end of all the wool. So when you're pulling off and you're dizzing off, you're pulling, and then you get to that point where it's just starting to get a little bit thin. That's when you want to push your button down and pull more of that other wool through. So you're layering it this way on top of itself and creating a continuous strand of wool, because if you pull too much, it will break. So you want to make sure you're dizzing and pulling about half of your staple length. So I'm doing 4-inch merino wool. I want to pull about 2.5 inches and then push my button forward. But you'll see what I mean when I do it on the drum carder. I'm going to show you now, but I just thought that would be a good visual for you of the overlapping and the teeth. I tried for you guys, but we're going to start dizzing now. I'm going to switch this all around so we can get ready and go. Okay, so here we go. You're going to want to lift up this part right here from your drum. And you want to find where your little separation is between the teeth, and that's where you're going to pull up and off and open up the fiber. So right here, and you don't want to pull too much at a time. You just want to be gentle and pull little bits at a time, or else it'll be really hard for you to pull. So just little pieces. have to go across the whole thing because we're doing roving, so we're just going to kind of be going around in a circle until we get to the end. So we just want to pull up just enough of the width that we can get a good chunk of roving started. So just open it up. When you've got a good little chunk to work with here. It's when your Diz comes in. So when we get to this part, we're just going to kind of want to pull up and come back around this way when we get over there. We're going to pull this up. I kind of like to twist it a little bit. Get your Diz ready. Your threader through. And just grab that fiber. Pull through your Diz. You want to pull forward and push it down. Now this is where my little dental pick is going to come in handy. When we have these little hairs, it just helps pull everything up off the carder so you can kind of pull towards yourself and then push back down. We're going to do that again. Pull up and towards yourself. Keep in mind your staple length, so I don't want to pull too far for fear of breaking this apart. We're going to pull towards ourselves and push. And remember to have a basket or something ready to put this into when you're done, because you don't want to have this flopping around and getting stuck on your drum carder. So we're going to do this again. Up. Pull towards yourself a few inches if you're using merino wool. I mean, this has a little bit of Polworth in it, this green teal, I mean. So I have a little bit of leeway there with the pulling. I can do a little bit more, but not too much or I'll split the merino. So we're at that point and we're going to push forward. Towards yourself and push down. Pick it up, pull towards yourself, push down. And as you can see, we're getting a nice length of roving right now. Pull up. Yourself, push back down, pull up and toward yourself, push back down, and we just continue on with this motion all the way around the drum carder. Pull towards yourself. Push down with your Diz. yourself. Nice continuous strand of roving going with all the layers of color inside. And that's when you kind of want to let it drop in your basket when it starts to get a little long. We're just going to keep doing the same thing. Pull towards ourselves. Push down. Towards yourself. Push down. And now we're getting to the end. So we just want to kind of start pulling these new fibers up so we can catch them on the next go around on the carder. So pull and push.